There are two basic types of resumes, chronological and skills. A skills resume can also be called functional. A chronological resume is the most common. It lists jobs and responsibilities in a timeline manner, starting with your most recent occupation and going back in time from there.
It's very important that it is current. Employment dates are one of my particular points that I look for. They have to be complete. And detail about what you've done, what you're capable of doing that you may not be able to provide anywhere else, either on an application or even in a job interview sometimes. It gives you the chance to put that the person.
Start with your name and address. Include your area code when giving a phone number. If you're not home much during the day, get an answering machine, voicemail, or use an answering service. If you can't afford to do so, list a second number of someone you know who will be home or has an answering machine. This way the employer can leave you a message. Always include a job objective. Since this is a key area of the resume, you want to write your objective to meet the needs of the employer as well as outlining the skills you have to offer. Examples are interested in a position with an auto body repair shop, ability to perform auto body repairs, sanding, and painting, dependable and willing to work hard. Interested in obtaining a position as a certified nursing assistant, offering excellent skills in patient care, emergency procedures, and medical terminology. Enjoy working with patients and sensitive to their needs. To use my strong sales and fashion knowledge and positive communication skills in a retail sales position, offering vocational skills in cashiering, window displays, sales promotions, and merchandising math. When it comes to education, its placement on the resume depends on your situation. For example, if you've got 4 or more years actual experience, it's best to lead off with your previous work history and list your education towards the bottom. If you're just out of school, lead off with your education.
Students just coming out of school have a lot of really good skills. Professors have really increased the number of projects that students do during school. A lot of times students will work on a semester-long project with a company, so they'll have a little bit of that real-world experience coming in. And it really does help, especially if they've done internships, to talk about the things that they have done, the long-term projects they've worked on, their role in that. And if they haven't done something, we expect that. They're students. We don't expect them to know everything. Part of your first job is to learn and to grow, and you always need to be challenging yourself.
When doing so, make sure to include any job-related training or education, including any military service.
We look for things on them such as the skills that you possess. We look for different projects that people have done. If you're a college student and you're contributing a resume, then we'd probably want you to put different classes, different projects that you've worked on, and what role you've played in those classes on there.
When it comes to previous experience, start with your most recent job. It's best to list occupations by years, not months and years. Make sure you list the more skilled areas of your responsibilities. Keep your description short, to the point, and interesting. Make sure to list any accomplishments. An example would be big time travel, 1996 to 2002. Responsible for travel reservations, airline tickets, travel processes, and working on computers. When it comes to references, it's best to have a line saying, references available upon request. If they want them, they'll ask for them. The skills resume focuses more on your skills and abilities, the responsibilities you had, and the accomplishments you achieved. Since this type of resume doesn't list any dates, it can be a good one to use if you've been out of the workforce for a while or if you have gaps in your employment history. This can be good and bad.
Typically, a person is trying to cover up something, maybe nothing bad. Maybe they've got 20 years of experience in one field and 2 years in another, and they're trying to emphasize that. I recommend to approach it differently because employers, when they don't see dates, they immediately become suspicious, and they go, what are you trying to hide? And they spend more time trying to figure out what you're trying to hide than they do actually reading the resume. But that is my advice to my clients. I find chronological resumes are more readily accepted. They give more information, and there are ways to overcome whatever it is that you're trying to overcome or hide.